A warm welcome to NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. I am Musa Toliat. With Lassa fever cases increasing nationwide and now impacting healthcare workers, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has mobilized national rapid response teams to affected areas or states to bolster containment efforts. Director General of the agency, Dr. Jide Idris, disclosed this in Abuja while providing an update on national efforts to curb the spread of infectious diseases. He urged state governments to prioritize sustained investment in disease surveillance, prevention, and control at the sub-national level. Olusheye Adiagbo reports.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention says Nigeria has recorded 318 confirmed cases of Lassa fever from 1,469 suspected cases, with 70 deaths so far, a development it describes as a troubling rise in fatalities. 5 states, Edo, Ondo, Taraba, Bauchi, and Plateau, account for 91% of the confirmed cases nationwide.
The only worrisome is that more people are dying. We need to know why, especially healthcare workers. We've sent testing commodities, laboratory testing commodities to different laboratories networks that we have in those states. Health workers, everybody again must adopt this infection prevention and control, which is what we say is lacking, both at the state's facilities and even in the community. But one key thing we found, like all these outbreaks emanate from the communities, local government and state government. And that's why in our current address here now to build sub-national capacity. If the states themselves cannot take control of this, there's very limited what NCDC can do, especially with respect to our limited resources.
To curb the spread of the acute viral hemorrhagic fever caused by the Lassa virus, the NCDC is urging health and sanitation authorities, particularly at the local government level, as well as the media, to intensify public awareness on environmental hygiene, especially measures aimed at preventing rodents from gaining access to homes and food sources. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Up next is a special segment on burn injuries, a serious public health concern that affects thousands of individuals every year. Burn injuries can result from fire, hot liquids, electricity, chemicals, and other hazardous exposures. Beyond the immediate pain, severe burns may lead to long-term physical, emotional, and psychological challenges. Dr. Mahmoud Lawal, a consultant plastic surgeon, shares insights into the causes, prevention, treatment, and management of burn injuries. He also highlights the importance of early intervention, appropriate first aid, and specialized medical care in improving patient outcomes.
Injuries that occur to the skin when the skin makes contact with a substance that is either too hot or too cold. And the injury is comparable to what happens when meat is cooked at home. The injury is irreversible, and then depending on how hot the substance, the inciting surface is, and for how long that surface makes contact with the skin, will determine the severity of the injury to the skin. And the severity can be looked at in 2 ways: either the depth of the injury from the surface of the skin, or the extent of the injury to the skin. The most common causes include heat in the form of naked fire or hot water. Then friction, if someone is dragged on the floor, is a form of burn that occurs to the skin. Electricity, chemical, and some radiation can cause burn injury. Well, the kind of burn injuries that is sustained by individual is usually dependent on the age of the individual. Like in children, burn injuries that occur in children are more likely to be from hot water. When hot liquid is carelessly placed at home, either in the kitchen or on the dining, when a toddler accidentally spills that on his body. That's different from what usually happens in adults, where their own injury occurs outside the home, either in their workplaces or in their cars, or sometimes at home too, if they are also careless with things. Well, at home, the places where burn can occur is either in the kitchen, sometimes in the bedroom. Let's start with kitchen. The most effective way of doing this is to locate the kitchen in a well ventilated place. And then ideally the kitchen should have two large windows that are open every time there is an occupant in the kitchen cooking. Ideally the gas cylinder should be located outside the kitchen, so that if there's any accidental burn injury, it is less severe as compared to if the gas cylinder is within the kitchen. The woman cooking in the kitchen should endeavor to wear smart clothing so that the loose sleeve of the clothing does not catch on handles of frying pan and tilt the hot liquid and spill the hot liquid. Children should not be allowed in the kitchen because they can injure themselves when they are playing in the kitchen. That's all about the kitchen. In the bedroom, if the father is a smoker, should endeavor not to smoke in the bedroom, because the cigarette can light the burden and then cause severe injury. And for fathers who like football match, they should not refuel a generator that is running. So in the middle of an exciting football match, if the generator starts showing signs that the fuel is almost empty, it's common practice that people will rush to the generator and refuel it while running. The danger with that is if there's just a drop of petrol on the hot part of the generator, this can cause an explosion, and the explosion can be very severe. The burn injury can be very severe. But in the unfortunate incident where this happens, when burns happens, there are some harmful practices that should be discouraged because they worsen the prognosis of the burn. The harmful practices like smearing raw eggs to the burnt surface or pap, some people put ash, toothpaste, all this will worsen the injury. So what should be done is to run the burn injury under running water, tepid, warm running water, and then cover the burn surface with a clean cloth and take individual, the individual affected to the nearest hospital. It's important to know that the best management for burn injury is to prevent it. Once the injury occurs, like I said previously, it's similar to what happens when meat is cooked. Once it's cooked, once the skin is cooked that way, it cannot be reversed. So when we have the opportunity, it's very important for us to educate the public that the best measure is to prevent burn.
Let's now turn to legislative activities. Youths must participate actively in governance by supporting reforms that promote stability and opportunity while preparing themselves for leadership with competence, character, and collaboration. The advice was given by the Speaker, Lagos House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiu Obasa, at the maiden edition of Eco Youth Parliamentary Summit in Lagos. The report. A maiden edition of the Eco Youth Parliamentary Summit and this youth population have converged on Lagos at the instance of the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development to brainstorm on issues that affect their well-being with a view to participating in legislative activities in the state.
We are trying to bridge the knowledge gap between what the young people know about the legislative arm of government and what the legislative arm of government really entails. We are here to raise a new generation of leaders, individuals who are not merely politically interested, but legislatively grounded.
Federal and state lawmakers, as well as members of the State Executive Council, have been invited to listen to the concerns of these youths and share insights towards attaining responsible leadership in government.
The theme of this summit, Youth Legislature on the Rise, Shaping Policies for the Future, speaks to the urgency of our time. And there is no saying that policies not only shape opportunity, but they define economic direction, and they also determine inclusion or exclusion. So therefore, if the youth desire to shape the future, then you must understand and engage the legislative process.
For Speaker, Lagos House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashimu Abasa, who was represented, the youths must be strategic in their quest to influence policies and legislation that would support their development.
In many assemblies, youth representation in legislative chambers remain limited. Youth participation will not flourish by accident. It must be cultivated through deliberated policy, institutional design, and platforms that bring young voices inside, not outside, decision-making process.
The major onus of driving the nation forward falls on the youths. If you do not have the cooperation of the youths, you cannot move the country. Is that a yes?
Yes. I always like, just like my senator sitting here, to encourage the younger generation to be active. You say you want to see a difference. Are you going to sit at home and be complaining about it? Why not put yourself into the mix of things and make sure that you are part of the change that you want to see?
We must build leadership development platforms, policy training academies, like what we have, Leadership Academy.
There were reactions to the outcome of the summit.
Our expectations is for them to continue to teach, for them to learn, for them to unlearn, and for them to relearn, for them to listen and watch.
You need to take advantage of the youth. You need to create policies that will make advantage, and they can take advantage of, and to be able to help themselves and improve their day-to-day lives, really.
The inaugural Eco Youth Parliamentary Summit had the theme Youth Legislature on the Rise, Shaping Policies for the Future in Lagos, Musa. You're still watching NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. More reports after this break. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, this is Ida Emmanuel Chibike, and we are right here in Great John Bosco Nigerian Limited. It's located in 48 Tedusho Road, right here in Suliri, Lagos. Are you an interior designer, an architect, a builder, and you actually looking for a place to get your furnitures and also quality fabrics like curtains for your homes? Great John Bosco is actually one of the best places to get that. We are situated here in Lagos, Nigeria, right here in Tedusho, and we have branches in Abuja and also on the island, that's Lekki Phase 1. We have from the ranges of Turkish fabrics, American fabrics, Italian fabrics, and what have you. We have them in different categories and in different collections. You can also check us online. We are active online on our social media handles. Our Instagram handle is actually Great John Bosco, and also on Facebook at Great John Bosco. This is Great John Bosco Nigeria Limited, your one-stop shop for all interior needs. Don't hesitate to come by our store here in Tedusho, which is the main head office, to see quality designs and fabrics for your need.
Do you need hotel service that runs hospitality business as real business? Then look no further, because Suru Express Hotels is readily available to meet your hotel accommodation needs in a cozy and serene atmosphere. Courtesy and care greet your arrival at our front desk while you're checking out our various rooms, suites, deluxe, standard and express gold, all fitted for purpose you desire. Healthy nutrition is also a top priority at our tastefully organized restaurants in Suru Express Hotels. With our ultra-modern gymnasium, maintaining your fitness is guaranteed in a conducive atmosphere. To unwind and reduce stress, our world-class standard swimming pool and game centers are always available. We are strategically located in Surulere, Ikeja GRA, Ikorodu to provide unparalleled hospitality and free parking and top-notch security. A choice of any Suru Express hotel is a choice made with wisdom.
Guys, what we're basically doing today is to search for the tastiest biscuits ever on the playground. Are you guys ready? Yes! The search starts in 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Sona biscuits are rich in flavor, nourishment, and excitement. Grab a bite today.
Thanks for staying tuned to NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. The Nigerian Army Education Corps has rolled out drums in grand style to celebrate its 2025 West African Social Activities known as WASA. The colorful event held at the Command Children's School, Yaba, brought together retired and serving military personnel, their families and friends, and a vibrant display of culture, unity, and glamour.
An annual tradition in the Nigerian Army provided an opportunity for officers and soldiers to unwind after a year of dedicated service to the nation. Students of command secondary schools and various cultural troops showcased Nigeria's rich cultural heritage through music, dance, and colorful traditional performances, adding vibrancy and rhythm to this celebration. Speaking at the event, the Acting Corps Commander, Education, Brigadier General Yushua Dogara, noted that effective military performance depends not only on training and doctrine, but also on welfare and strong interpersonal relationships among personnel.
They are under review. Nigerian Army Education Corps also improved teaching quality through innovative policies. The Corps has participated in research, development, and innovation in our tertiary institutions at the Nigerian Army College of Environmental Sciences and Technology, NASES, and Nigerian Army College of Education, NACOI.
Events like this remind us not only of the importance of unity and celebration, but also of the remarkable progress we have achieved together as a corps and as a vital component of the Nigerian Army customs, ethics, and traditions.
Military personnel also engaged in a thrilling tug of war, displaying remarkable strength, teamwork, and dexterity to the admiration of guests. Other captivating performances formed part of the celebration, as deserving soldiers were presented with awards in recognition of their dedication, professionalism, and outstanding service. The atmosphere was filled with excitement and nostalgia as serving and retired personnel reconnected, reinforcing the spirit of unity and the spirit of core that defines the Nigerian Army.
Now, Ashwebi is a popular West African tradition where friends, families, or groups wear matching outfits made from same fabric to celebrate special occasions. It symbolizes unity, support, and shared identity, especially at events like weddings, birthdays, funerals, and festivals. In this special report, our correspondent tells us more.
Derived from the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. Asham means clothes, while Ebi means family. No major celebration feels complete without a splash of color, elegance, and unity expressed through Ashwebi, a tradition of wearing matching outfits to honor loved ones or special occasions. From weddings and birthdays to funerals, Ashwebi has become more than just clothing. It symbolizes love, solidarity, and belonging. Families, friends, and even colleagues proudly adorn these attires to show support and strengthen social ties.
In the past, Asoebi used to be just something for immediate family members, and that's why it's called Asoebi.
Individual people have opinion, their personal opinion in taking Asoebi.
It's more or less like a cultural thing, especially for us here in Nigeria and maybe the Southwest.
A uniform within the group of friends or group of family. For burial, they also use it for marriage, and they also use it for engagement.
Beyond its emotional value, Asoebi has economic importance. Fashion designers, tailors, fabric sellers, and accessory vendors strive whenever an event is announced. A ripple effect contributes significantly to Nigeria's creative and informal economy.
It's good to take Asoebi. That's if you can afford it. If you cannot afford it, you always have something that is similar to what they've taken or that color in your wardrobe.
The trend sometimes places financial pressure on invitees who may struggle to keep up the cost of fabrics and sewing. Yet, despite the concerns, Asoebi continues to flourish, cutting across cultures and uniting people in vibrant display.
With the situation of the country right now, Asoebi might not be the thing, and it seems to take us away from what we are actually going to achieve.
For me, I'll say that it should not be a compulsion. If you can afford it, fine. If you cannot not afford it, don't kill yourself. Don't borrow to buy Asoebi. It's not by force.
Because not everybody likes Asoebi. I, for one, I don't like Asoebi. You might invite me to your occasion, I may not wear Asoebi. Wedding, engagement, etc.
For many Nigerians, Asoebi is more than a dress code. It is a cultural statement, a language of identity, togetherness, and celebration that has stood the test of time.
On that interesting note, we call it a wrap on NTA Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. Many thanks for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.